So we've established what can happen as a result of indoor air pollution. One of the things we need to do to prevent indoor air pollution is proper ventilation. Utilize proper ventilation. Okay, and I'm going to define it for you here. Ventilation is the intentional introduction of outside air into a space. Okay. Ventilation can also be unintentional. Okay. Old houses, sloppy builders, the building leaks all over the place. Okay, it's naturally vented with all the holes and the cracks and the gaps everywhere. Okay, we don't want to build like that. And we've already talked about the potential problems with having an air leaky house. Also, I think that would be problematic trying to sell to your customer too. Okay, don't worry about carbon monoxide poisoning. This house leaks everywhere. It's leaking all over the place. Okay, I can put more holes in the walls if you want to increase the ventilation. Okay, but seriously, we want to control the ventilation. Okay? We want to provide mechanical ventilation for the house and control the air quality, and we can also control humidity and stuff like that with a mechanical ventilation system. Okay. When we talk about ventilation, we're talking about air changes per hour. Okay, how many times the air in the house is completely replaced, or cubic feet per minute. How many cubic feet of air are being displaced and replaced per minute? Okay. The recommended amount of ventilation is 3 cubic feet per minute for every 100 square feet of the space. All right. Just in case we're not clear yet, if we don't provide adequate ventilation, okay, we can have indoor air pollution. Okay, we could have problems with carbon monoxide, mold, radon, depending on where you're living. I want to talk a little bit about the difference between negative and positive air pressure, because we're going to talk about some different ventilation systems that deal with this. But negative pressure, and let's just use this room that I'm sitting in as an example. If this were a negative air pressure room, it would mean that the pressure is less than the other rooms around it. Okay? Air is going to move in to a negative air pressure system. Okay? If we have negative air pressure in a kitchen because we have a huge range hood that's moving way too much air and we don't have makeup air being provided, air is going to move into that. Potentially from gas-fired appliances, we could be drawing exhaust in, and that's going to be replaced. Okay. If this room is a positive air pressure room, it means that the air pressure is greater than the rooms around it. Okay. Air is going to move out of this room into the rooms around it. Okay. Air wants to go from places of high pressure to low pressure and from low pressure to high pressure. It's always trying to equalize. Okay. Another example that might be helpful is like in hospitals, they have positive air pressure rooms, negative air pressure rooms. People that have airborne infectious diseases are going to be in negative air pressure rooms. Okay. We don't want air moving from this room out to the other rooms. Okay. We want air coming into this room. Okay, we don't want anything to leave this room. If somebody is immunocompromised, we want them to be in a positive air pressure room because we don't want pathogens coming in and potentially infecting them when they don't have an immune system to fight it off. Okay? And like I already kind of said, negative air pressure can cause backdrafting, stagnant air, stuff like that. So, house ventilation, the way it works is by infiltration. Okay, and like I said before, infiltration can be intentional. Okay, we turn on a exhaust and supply system and we introduce air into the house, or it can be unintentional. There's holes all over the place. Okay, the way we used to vent homes is opening the window. Okay, and people don't do that as much anymore. We're like afraid of crime and afraid of pollution and stuff. So windows stay closed a lot, but that was how you vented the house before. Okay. There are different systems that we're going to talk about right now that can be used to vent a house. Okay. The first one is an exhaust system. Talk about that. Second one's a supply system, a balanced system, and an energy recovery system. Okay. 4 different ways of venting a house, which we have to do. We have to provide ventilation for the house. Some are better than others. Okay, and we'll talk about those.